Having a list of what you need to check on your site is a great way to make sure you're covering all of the major areas and that all of the guidelines that apply to your site are followed. When I was preparing for my presentation for WordCamp Montclair on simplifying WCAG, I collected a few checklists for beginner, moderate, and advanced experience levels. Each one of those checklists had great features as well as some shortcomings. I'm not going to go over the whole presentation in too much detail. I will include the link to the presentation if you find yourself intrigued by the different lists that are out there. What I will do is just briefly touch on some of the things that I went over in terms of checklists. So the two beginner options have just the basics, almost like a curated list of tasks that either didn't mention what criteria it was referencing or didn't include a ton of extra info. We have two examples here, the web accessibility checklist and the A11Y project checklist. They both are great options when you're just starting out, but I did find that they weren't as comprehensive as I thought they needed to be. The moderate checklists ended up having some repeating tasks. They didn't include the latest WCAG additions, or they don't give much additional information. This is WCAG.com and not checklist.intopia.digital. They were both great tools, but again, I just felt like there were some things missing that really could benefit the overall accessibility of websites. The advanced option is a really interesting tool, but it's meant for more of a developer tester audience, so it's something that didn't quite apply. So some of the checklists that I found did include filters to narrow down that long list of tasks, but I didn't quite find one tool that did everything I needed. I'd have to use a combination of these tools in order to feel like I had a complete look at what I needed to keep track of for a site. So I created my own checklist. Newt is the nifty evaluator for WCAG testing. You answer questions about the features on your website, and it gives you an organized, filterable list of the corresponding accessibility guidelines. The results include some additional information about what the guideline actually means, as well as the WCAG number and some additional links to learn more. There's also a filter to narrow down your results. It does modify the URL based on your answers and filter selections, so you can bookmark the results and come back, or you can download your results as a CSV. You're going to use your checklist to guide you when you're testing, and it's up to you how you want to go about doing that. Something that I see a lot on websites is animation and movement. So if that's something you want to bring into your site, you can take a look at what WCAG guidelines are associated with that. There are 3 guidelines that are associated with animation, and it gives you that description. It gives you what roles might be involved in that, and then some links in order to be able to learn a little bit more about why you might need to do something or how to go about doing something. And so with animation and any of these other topics, images, sizing, and spacing, you can narrow things down. It combines that with the different roles that might be involved with a particular guideline, and then a couple of different level and version selectors if that's something that you wanted to narrow down even further. So checklists are really great with helping you narrow down what it is you actually need to focus on, what you can ignore when something doesn't apply to your project, when certain situations depend on different scenarios and combinations of things. Checklists are going to be really great for helping you understand the different aspects that are involved in accessibility testing. As always, just do your best. Don't let these checklists overwhelm you. They're there to guide you and help you learn more about what you need to be testing for. It's an opportunity to learn more about the different aspects of making your website accessible and everything that goes into that. You can use these checklists as a way to be informed. And as always, don't hesitate to reach out to accessibility experts when you've reached a point or topic that you're not sure about. This, of course, is not an exhaustive list of all the different checklists that are out there. There's probably a bunch more that I didn't find, but I created Newt because I didn't find a checklist out there that met all my needs. So give it a try. Let me know what you like or don't like, or if you have any ideas for improvement. I'll add links to all of the things that I reference in the description, And that's going to bring us to the end of our checklist session. Make sure to check out the other accessibility testing tools in the rest of the videos.